I am going through the most craziest thing in my life right now. I had to call the cops yesterday. And now that I think about it, I try to ask myself if I did the right thing. And after so many times, I can say that yes, I did the right thing. If I ended up calling the cops was because I was, fed up with the situation. It's gotten to a point where there's been abuse. And I'm not making this video in any way to bash my husband in any way or make him look like a bad person, because he's not a bad person. But he can get influenced really quick by anger, by rage. And that's something he has to work on. I can't do anything for him. I can't force him to change. And I don't want to force him to change. And if I haven't been able to change him in 17 years, I am not going to change him now. And I feel God telling me, leave it up to me. You can't do anything. Leave it up to me. This is my job. Step away and let me do my job. I don't know how he's going to do it, but I know he will. And just yesterday, I told my husband in front of my 13-year-old daughter, because we were having a conversation in front of her because she found out about everything. We were having this conversation, and I told him, you know what? I don't want to be with you. I don't feel safe with you. I don't want to be with you. But that doesn't mean that you can't see your kids, and that doesn't mean that I'm going to be with another man. I told him, if you care for me or for your family or for your kids in any way, you need to work on yourself. And obviously he didn't take it the right way. He was like, oh, but what about you, right? I said, yeah, I'm the bad person. Yes. Anything, yes. Okay. Yeah. I provoke you. Yes. So I had to call the cops yesterday because, where do I even start? The day before, which was Thursday night, we had a little argument, and it always starts little, but then it ends up yelling at each other because we start getting frustrated, right? But I get frustrated because he starts twisting the truth. And like I said, I'm not here to make him look like a bad person. I'm just here to share, because I know what's actually going on. I know that he can't control what's going on. So that's why he needs to seek help. And even if he goes to therapy, or even if he goes to, a psychologist or a psychiatrist, nobody can help him but God. And if he doesn't realize that, then I can't do anything for him. Nobody can help him but God. God is the doctors of doctors, and all he has to do basically is, give him his heart. But his heart is so hardened right now. So I just pray that God is able to soften his heart, and I know he will. If that's what God wants. If God wants us to be together, if God wants us to, become a kingdom marriage, if it's in God's will, then it will happen. Because my marriage right now is in God's hands. My life, my family is in God's hands. God literally told me, just step away. Focus on me. Step away. And leave it to me. There's nothing God can't do. And there's no reason why I should be stressing out over a situation that I've tried to change for 17 years, but I haven't been able to change. And if I haven't been able to change it in 17 years, I'm not going to be able to change it now. And you see, it's always the blame on saying, well, yeah, but you provoke me. Well, yeah, but you also fight. Yeah, but I've tried to stay quiet, and it's not about that. It's not about that. It's about the fact of the way he acts. So we're struggling with money, right? So we're struggling with money. And I told him on Thursday night, I told him, you know what I'm thinking about is to sell taquitos. Taquitos are, tacos, right? I was going to make huevito with chorizo, which that's egg, and just taquitos of egg, right? Like breakfast tacos. And I told him I'm going to make breakfast because we got food stamps 2 months ago. God helped me get approved for food stamps, thank God. And I said, okay, you know how the story in the Bible is that when there's this story in the Bible where a lady's son is incarcerated or something, and she needs money, and Jesus tells her, okay, well, what do you have in your house? And she said, I only have olive oil. And he says, okay, well, go back to your house, pack the olive oil in, little containers, and go sell them. So this is something that I felt, what do you have in your house that you can do to make money? And I said, I can make taquitos. And he had the idea of selling fruit, but we hadn't received the little plates to go sell the fruit. So on Thursday night, he's like, so did we get the plates through Amazon? And I said, you know what, let me check. And I checked. I said, no, we're not gonna get them till Monday. And he's like, oh, all right. And then I'm like, but you know what we can do? You know what I'm gonna do? He's like, what are you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna sell tacos. And then he was like, no. I was like, what? Why? He's like, no. How are you gonna sell tacos? Like, no. What do you mean? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make tacos and I'm gonna go sell them and I'm gonna offer them, and like with the Coke and stuff, and for $5. And he's like, nobody's gonna buy tacos from you. They're gonna be so nasty. They're gonna be so ugly. So in Spanish, he said, te van a saber feos. So if you know Spanish, he said, van a saber bien feos. They're gonna be nasty. They're gonna be ugly. Right away. Saying something very negative. And I said, why not? You don't even have to get off. Just drive me, take me, and I'll sell them. Obviously, me, myself, I'm already getting offended and sensitive and sad, offended, period. Right? Like, why are you saying these things to me? And then he said, okay, tacos of what? And then I said, you know what? It doesn't even matter. Like, what do you care of what? Tacos of what? Just, I'll go by myself. Just forget about it, and I'll go by myself. And you're not even gonna notice when I'm gone, because I'm gonna go in the morning, and you're gonna be asleep, because you're always asleep in the morning, which is true. I'm not saying lies. And I shouldn't have said that, because that switched something on him, and it affected him, and he got blinded, and he twisted everything. And he said that I said that first in order for him to say that my tacos were nasty. And that's where we are right now, because he cannot accept the reality. He twists the truth. And there has to be something wrong with someone that twists the truth, that actually believes his lies, and he's saying that I'm lying, So that's where I told him, you know what? I can't anymore with that specific, I can't against that. And I don't want to. I told him. I told him, I'm not going to prove myself to you. I know how things happened. And then he says, okay, just because you say so. And I'm like, no, because that actually happened. You attacked me saying that my tacos were going to be nasty. And then all I said was the truth. Like, what do you care what the tacos are going to be of? I'll go by myself and you won't even notice because you're going to be asleep. Which I didn't offend him in any way. I just said the truth, and he didn't like it, and he just saw black, and he started attacking me, and we started fighting. And then I started telling him right then and there, you just told me. And he's like, no, but I told you that because you told me that I'm asleep. And it started back and forth. And then I was like, you know what? There's no point. And then I said, okay, so you're saying that you told me that my tacos were going to be nasty because I told you that you sleep in. Yeah. So you're mean to me. That's why I said that. Okay. I said, okay, you know what? There's no point in talking. Anyways, we got off the car. We went inside and I said, you know what? I'm going to sleep on the sofa because yeah, you can go sleep in the sofa like always. Yeah. I said, you know what? I want peace and quiet. Just because he starts nagging when he's, upset. So I said, you know what? I want peace and quiet. Leave me alone. Let me go to the sofa. So I did. And I went to go lay down and I was falling asleep. I was with my eyes closed and he came and he threw a short in my face. And I said, why did you throw that in my face? And he said, because I wanted to. And after he said that, I said, he's evil. Like, he's evil. Like, I don't want to be with this person anymore. You see, because I've been trying to stay in this marriage. I've been trying, and I know he's been trying too, because I'm not perfect, but I'm not evil. I don't do evil things. And I don't twist the truth. I may not be perfect because he says, because sometimes I get in a bad mood. I said, okay, but being in a bad mood is not an offense. Being in a bad mood is not a crime. What is a crime is you assaulting me, pushing me, mental abuse where he's twisting things around and basically gaslighting me. I'm just tired. And like I said, I'm not making this video to bash him or to make him look like a bad person. I'm making this video because I know what's going on. I know that we're being attacked. We don't fight against flesh, but we fight against, it's a spiritual battle. I get it. But I can't do anything for him. Only he can, and only God. So I'm stepping away. This is between God and him. I'm stepping away. I'm focusing on my kids. I'm focusing on God, period. And focusing on me. But I'm not selfish. I'm focusing on God, which is focusing on me because God is with me. And I'm focusing on my kids because that's what matters. And so anyways, after he threw that short in my face, and after I asked him, why did you do that? And he said, because I wanted to. When he said it like that, he left. And let me add that I was crying in the sofa. I was crying and with my eyes closed, and then he threw that, and then I asked, and then he's like, why are you even crying? Like, why are you crying? I'm like, how can he not know why I'm crying? Anyways, so he leaves, and I just get this sense where I'm done. Like, I'm done. Like, I want a divorce. Like, I don't want to be with this person anymore. I don't know if I'm going to get a divorce. I don't know if that's what God wants me to do, but I searched it up. Okay? I searched it up. And one thing leads to the next. I don't know if that means I'm going to get a divorce, or I don't know if that means I was just supposed to search for it so that all this could happen and lay out the way it did. We don't know. We don't know the future, right? We only know what happens today. So I searched it up and I saved the information on my phone, on my notes. So in the morning, he wakes up, and just like a typical narcissist, because that's what it is, like a typical narcissist, that they hurt your feelings, they treat you a certain way, and then they love bomb you the next day. He wakes up and he starts kissing me. He starts kissing me. How? I don't want to kiss you. Okay, hold on. I don't want to kiss you. Right? But he doesn't understand that. And if I act, oh my God, I don't want to kiss you, then I'm the bad person, right? Because he's trying to fix things. See what I'm getting to? But anyways, I don't have to prove anything to him. I already know. So he started kissing me and whatever, and he's like, okay, are we gonna go DoorDash? Because for those of you that don't know, we DoorDash on our extra time for extra money. And I said, yeah, we'll go DoorDash. So he grabs my phone to get the DoorDash app, but not only that, he starts going through my phone. And he's going through it, and I look at him, And I wasn't scared of him finding anything at all, but I'm just like staring at him like, what are you doing? And he's like, why do you have a lawyer's information? I said, in case we're gonna get a divorce. Oh, and let me add that last night before I got out of the bedroom, he said, we're in our last moments together. Like, I already know we're on our last moments together. It's just a matter of time. That came out of his mouth. And let me add that he has told me before, I want a divorce. Like, I want a divorce. And he was serious. And this was the reason, just because I contacted my stepfather that raised me, and he didn't want me contacting him, and he didn't want my kids talking to him, which are their grandparents. Anyway, so he's mentioned divorce before. I've never. But if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it without, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna be threatening you. So, since I'm fed up, I looked for the divorce information, a free divorce information, because I have no money to pay a divorce, but I know that there's free services in my area. So I saved that information, and that's when he said, why do you have a divorce attorney? Like, why do you have this information? And I said, in case we want to get a divorce. And he said, oh, so now we're being sneaky about it. I said, it's not sneaky. I looked for it last night. And if I'm going to divorce you, I'm going to tell you. And then he was like, all right. So he gives me my phone. And we go DoorDash. And it's tense. But we end up making like $20 in like 2 hours. And we get home. And I don't remember how it ends up, but he grabs my phone again. He grabs my phone, and he's like taking a screenshot and sending himself like the picture of the information of me looking for the attorney, right? So I tell him, give me my phone. I don't know why we're upset. I can't remember why we were upset before this, but I just told him, you know what, just give me my phone. And he's like, no, I'm not going to give you your phone. And I'm like, give me my phone. And it's not the fact that I'm scared that he's going to find anything. I don't have anything on my phone. It's the fact that I remember now why we were upset. It's because every time that we fight, he hides the car keys. He takes the keys away from me. He'll hide them. He'll put them away and just hide them. And I had to get something from the car. I was looking for something and I thought it was in the car. And he was about to leave in another car that we have, because we have 3 cars. And they're all under his name. And I can't do anything about it. And if I need to go somewhere, when we're mad, he won't let me. He'll just take me. So anyways, I had to get something from the car. I thought something was in the trunk. And I go out before he leaves because I know he was outside. And I tell him, do you have the key to the car? And he said, yes. I said, okay, give it to me. And he's like, I'll open it. I'm like, why don't you want to give it to me? Because I don't. Just open the trunk, I said. And he opens it. Open it, I check, and there's nothing that I need. I close it and I go inside, and he goes back after me, and he's like, why do you have to push my buttons? I said, what do you mean? I just went. No, you went on purpose because this and this and this, and you. He thinks that I am against him. He really thinks that I am against him, when I really just was looking for something in the car, and I don't have the car key, so I need to bother you for the car key, right? But I don't think that he's against me in any way, right? Because he takes the keys anyways. He thought that I was against him and that I went to go push his buttons, right? So anyways, that's when we're upset. And he grabs my phone to take. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to, right now, when I go pick up Ashley, because he was going to go get my daughter. When I go pick her up, You're going to tell her that we're going to get a divorce. You're going to tell her that you were looking for a divorce attorney. And I told him, I'm not going to tell her anything. You know, you tell her. If you want to tell her, if you want to break her heart, you tell her. I will tell her when the time is right. But if you want to tell her, go ahead and tell her. You know, like. And so he's taking a screenshot, and I said, you know what? Just give me my phone. Because I'm already fed up that he wants to take the keys away from me. You know, give me my phone. Like, I work hard enough. Like, just give me my phone. It's just something that bothered me. That you want control over everything. Just give me my phone. So he's like, I'm not going to give you your phone. So I snatch it out of his hand. I didn't touch his body. I didn't touch his hands. I grabbed my phone and I did this, but it slipped from my hands and it fell on the floor. And when I'm going to grab and get it, he pushes me so hard that I don't fall to the floor because there was a wall, and I hit the wall. And I had a kitchen utensil in my hand, and that kitchen utensil hit the wall and made a really loud bang. And I have neighbors, and their kids are always crying, so I can hear them. So I know damn well that they heard me when I yelled at him, why did you push me? Why did you push me? Because he pushed me, you know, he pushed me hard. And I said, I'm going to go to the neighbors and I'm going to tell them that you pushed me. And he's like, yeah, do whatever. But he pushed me, and then he grabbed my phone. And he finished doing what he was doing with my phone, and I lost it. But I stayed quiet. But I lost it inside of me. Because it's been physical before. Bad. Many times. And I've never reported it because you always say, okay. You always say, okay, maybe it was my fault. Maybe I provoked it. And it's gotten physical to the point before where I defend myself. And I think that by me defending myself, it's going to be better. So I'm telling you, anyone, that if in any way it ever gets physical, and if you're a woman, if it ever gets physical with a man, don't fight back. Do not fight back. If they're going to hit you, basically just let them, because they're going to do it anyways. But don't fight back. There's no point. There's no point, because you can never compare the strength of a woman with a man. Ever. And if a man ever decides to hurt you, it's because they know they can. They're overusing their power. But let's remember, we're not fighting flesh. It's a spiritual battle. We are not fighting flesh. We need to remember that. Which is why, don't fight back. There's no reason why. This is something that I had to come to learn now. This is something that I learned now. And this is something that I hope that he learns as well. So I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, so he pushes me and I lost it. I lost it emotionally. I froze inside. Oh, I was saying, because it's happened before. So I was like, this is it. Like, this is it. I didn't get hurt, but I've gotten hurt before. So, he was like, you know what? Go with me. Let's go. Let's go pick up our daughter. Let's go. I said, I'm not going to get in the car with you. I'm not going to get in the car with you. And then he's like, okay, then nobody's going to go pick up Ashley. I said, okay, you're being immature because someone needs to go pick her up. I'm not getting in the car with you because I don't feel safe with you. You just pushed me. I'm not going to get in the car with you. Either you can go get her or I can go get her. He's like, you're not going to go by yourself. I said, okay, then go get her. No, go with me. I said, no, I'm not going to get in the car. And we were there maybe 15 minutes still just arguing about getting in the car. And I said, you're not going to make me get in the car. And I felt God say, stay firm. because we have our own decisions to make. You can follow your intuition or you can ignore it. And I've ignored it so many times already, and I'm done. So I said, I'm not going to get in the car with you. I said, I can text my daughter. I can text her and tell her that she can go with a friend because we can't go get her right now. But I'm not going to go with you. I'm not going to go. So anyways, I ended up not going. He ended up seeing that it was getting really late, so he had to go get her. So he left. And something in me just told me to call 911 to report the situation. So, me thinking that just by calling, it would just be recorded because I just wanted a record. I had no idea. This is my first time calling. But when they answered, I just, I told them, what happened. We were arguing and he took my phone. I snatched it out of his hand. It fell on the floor. When I went to go grab it, he pushed me and I hit myself against the wall. I told them, you know what? I'm not hurt. It's just I want to report it because it's happened before. And they said, okay, I'm sending an officer on the way. I said, no. I told her, no, please. My kids are coming home from school and I don't want them to find out. I'm sorry, ma'am, but it's not your decision to make. You called and this is a domestic violence and the cops are on their way. I said, wow. Each thing leads to the next, right? Like I said, we don't know if I'm going to end up in a divorce. I want to get a divorce, but we don't know if this is just a divine plan from God. I don't know because he saw the attorney information for a reason. He pushed me for a reason and I called the cops for a reason. This is an eye-opener for both of us. Right now, it's an eye-opener for both of us. For me, it's an eye-opener that I need to focus just on myself, on my kids, on God. I can't be focused on him anymore because there's no point in arguing with someone that twists the truth. I can't with that anymore. I can't. He needs to open his eyes. And that doesn't mean I don't love him. I might get some hate from this because maybe some will not understand. But like I said, we are not fighting flesh. I am not fighting my husband. He is a good person. He is a good father. He is a good husband. But when, his pride gets hurt, he becomes a different person. And that's what I can't against. But God can. I can't and I won't anymore. But God can. I'm stepping away. Emotionally, I'm stepping away. I don't know if he's going to leave. I don't know. I can't leave anywhere. But emotionally, I'm separating, period. And focusing on what matters. So the cop comes and she takes my information down and she asks me where he is, what's his name, what is he driving, and where he is. And I tell her all the truth. And she tells me right away, okay, there's a cop right there with him. They already stopped him. I said, what? Now my daughter's in the car with the police, getting, my husband getting questioned in front of her. I could just imagine the scenario at school. But it had to happen like that. It had to happen like that, I guess, so that she could find out. I don't know. But they get home. She's crying. And he has this look on his face like, how dare you? And I'm calm. I'm calm. I have to be, because it's already happened. So, I just pray to God and I told him, what, just help me. That's all I said. Help me, Jesus. Help me because I don't know what's going to happen from now on. And he says, why would you call the cops on me? I just said, because I'm tired. Tired of what? I'm just tired. And we start talking about it in front of her. And she's just listening. And we're calm. He's kind of upset, but I'm calm and I'm just standing firm on my decision. So that's what happened to me. This was yesterday. And the only reason I'm sharing with you is because I know what's going on. But I can't do anything about it. I have to let it in God's hands. I have to stand still and know that God is God. I still got joy in chaos. I was singing that worship song earlier. I still got joy in chaos. I got faith that makes no sense when everything around me is shaking. Yeah. That's the song that we need. I still got joy in chaos because I put my faith in Jesus. Because I put my faith in Jesus. He's never let me down. So that's all we can do. Put our faith in Jesus. And keep on praying, because prayer is really strong. Prayer is strong. Keep on going to church. I think I'm gonna ask for guidance at my church, on what to do, what happens if I ever do get divorced, or what they recommend, just to get another person's insight, because I'm alone. I don't have friends. I do have friends. I have 3 really good friends. I do have friends. I used to say I didn't, but I do. I do have really 3 good friends. So if you have really good friends that always listen to you, then you do have friends. But what I mean is, I don't have a mom. My mom passed away. I don't have that time where I sit down with someone and I talk about it, have a conversation with, what, this happened, so I need guidance on what I need to do. I know that there's no better person than God, but I still need professional help. Just yesterday, I told my husband, you need help. And I don't say it in a way to attack him. I say it in a way that it's true. You need help. And he's like, you do too. And I said, yeah, I do. Actually, yes, I do need help. I need help getting over what I've been through. Because I can't get in an argument with him without starting to shake, without starting to get shivers. I get cold, I get shivers, I start shaking, because my nervous system it's fight or flight mode. So that's not healthy. That's not healthy. And God knows my heart. I'm not saying I'm better than him. I'm not. I'm just saying that I'm tired. Period. And I can't do anything about it. Only God. Only God can. So, if you're going through anything, always remember to give it to God. I'm sharing this because we all go through something. We're all going through something. I don't know what it is that you're going through, but there's nothing that God can't take care of. If God is taking you away from one place, it's because he doesn't want you there. If he's taking someone away from you, it's because he doesn't want you there. He needs you to grow closer to him, not further away. And if you're in a position, if you're in a place where, if you're in an environment that's pulling you away from him, he's gonna stir things up, because he is God and he is powerful and he can make things his way. And if for God, if for him, it's better that me and my husband separate emotionally, maybe not physically, because he can't go anywhere, I can't go anywhere right now, but emotionally, if it's better like that for now, and it's going to be better for the future, then so be it. I accept it. I'm not fighting against it. I accept it. Because I know that when it's in God's hands, everything will work out. He has never failed me, and he won't fail. He has never failed me before, and he's not going to fail me now. So I encourage you that if you're going through anything, pray to God. First and foremost, in the morning when you wake up, give thanks that you are alive, because that's a gift. That's a daily gift. Appreciate your coffee, appreciate your matcha tea, appreciate your breakfast, appreciate everything, that you have a car, or that you can walk if you don't have a car, that you have your legs, and if you don't have your legs, that you have your arms, that you have your eyes, that you can see, that you can hear. Whatever it is, if you don't have that, then you have something else. Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have. Always appreciate, because the enemy is always going to tell us to focus on the negative, right? You don't have this, you don't have that, you don't look like this, you don't look like that. But you have to make the choice to be happy. You have to make the choice to be happy. You have to make the choice to have joy in chaos. And the only way you can have joy in chaos is following God, and knowing that you are following God, knowing that you are doing what God wants you to do. And the only way that you're going to know that you're doing what God wants you to do is you feel peace in chaos. Because even though of what happened yesterday, I am in peace. I am in peace. I am sorry that my daughter found out. I am sorry that my daughter cried and saw us argue. We weren't arguing, like screaming or anything in front of her. We were just having a deep conversation, a serious conversation, where I was saying, you know, I'm fed up of the abuse, basically. I'm done. And it had to happen like that. You know? So I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. And since I've been going through these things, I haven't, for those of you that commented on that video where I was giving the $100 giveaway for food and I haven't done it, I haven't forgotten. I'm really sorry, and I will do it next week. I will do it by Wednesday, either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. But by Wednesday it will be done. I will pick someone. I will go and pick someone from that video that commented on that video, and I will tag them on a YouTube post and let them know, and I'll let you know that you're the winner. And when I make another video, I'll probably tag you also and let you know with the video that you are the winner. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for your support. Like I said, if in any way I helped you, you know, make sure you leave a like, please, because it helps people. Like, it helps the algorithm, it helps my channel, and it helps me reach other people, because we don't know who needs to hear this story. And remember, this video is never about me making my husband feel like a bad person. Because like I said, we're not fighting flesh. We always have to remember that. When someone treats you bad, stay quiet. That's the best thing you can do. You stay quiet, because we're not fighting flesh. Just try to be nice. And if you don't have anything nice to say, then stay quiet. I love you guys so much. Be happy. Talk to God. Prioritize God. If you haven't, this is your sign. Prioritize God and put God first. Above anything, above anyone, above yourself. Because you first have to deny yourself. You deny yourself. Without God, you aren't anything. With God, everything is possible. And without Him, you're nothing. All right? I love you guys. Stay safe.